house. I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it? It's Chazdia, and I am at Lake Louisville. This is Little Elm Lake. And I have done many a mission since 2000, and I guess I started coming here 2017. I started coming here to this little lake area in 2017. And Little Elm, Texas is right over here, and then Denton and is that direction. But the lakes and the oceans have been such an interesting part of this with all of us, that we're even walking these in-between dimensions to get this energy here, because we were at so many times having to connect into water and waterways, and I mean, and in fact, even in California, and whenever they were guiding me into California, into Florida, I knew it was because energetically we kind of run like a mermaid, and in the currents, like in an amoeba. And it's in a lot of ways, it does come up what you'd consider like through water in a weird way. So they would always, guide me to the coast, and I didn't realize it for the first few years that when I was at the coasts, then what they were doing was binding those energetic fields around us. But this lake specifically was an inception point for a couple of things, because when I first activated, because Frisco is just right over there. I mean, if you go about 5 miles that way, maybe not even that much, Frisco, Texas is right over there. And so this is a bridge into this Lake Louisville system. Well, what we found out is that this Lake Louisville system is the real, connected into the deepest sedimentary into Egypt. And this is why Texas really is Egypt. So this Lake Louisville system feeds into all those other Guadalupe river systems that run further south and deeper. But all of these waterways are connecting kind of like mirror dimensions in a lot of ways. It's the water moves in a bubble. It's not, it's not water all the way down. So this park and me coming here, and first of all, I'm just grateful to be out of my room, because I sent over to Tanja and Norma Jean's Intercollective group, and so if you're looking for a place to chat with other people that are on this journey and don't want to be judged, because we don't judge, we're all basically tuning into the same things, because we're registering what's happening with Mother Nature as we're going through this process. Then that's you can message me or email me, put a comment below, and my email, you can get to me at connect@cohu32.com, connect@cohu32.com, or I'm on Telegram at Princess.
We can dust them off. I have a special brush for it. I have a special brush to remove any kind of dirt.
Interesting. Princess Chastia, Princesse. It's the true spelling of princess. Princess Chastia at Gmail. And I'll get you over to that Telegram group, because we're all supporting each other, and that's basically the group. These people are walking. Didn't want to get them on video. I'm gonna go high because we got all these children coming out here. Let me zoom in. So this point over here, whenever I was activating and all these energies were first activating, they got bridged over here. the original connections. As all of these cosmic energies were coming in, they were grounding over here in Texas first. Really, like the ones that were completely grounding into the undercurrents. So this little lake, that in 2018 there was this whole thing where they were trying to block out the sun over here, and it's kind of how this park and my relationship with this park started, because this massive cloud came in and they were trying to block out the sun. This was 2018, and whatever was going on, I saw it, because it was like a black mass that was coming down, and it led me over here. And so ever since then, every time I came here for about a year, and I've done some videos here before in the very beginning on this channel, connecting into this energy and the lake and the sand and everything that's underneath it, because crazy things were happening in the sky when I'd come here, because it was an inception point where we had done something and changed something in 2018, almost like a giant rearview mirror that was on the planet. This happens to also be in 2018 when I worked for that Indian company, Patel and Patelco, and this is how the banking system's all caught up into the finances and the divine feminine, and how the divine feminine got hidden inside your Democratic and Republican Party in order to give everybody a sense of security in themselves outside of themselves, because it's what it was. But this is where I was whenever they fired me. And it was July 4th. And the company was really strange anyway, because they hired me right after I activated, and they were an Indian-based company. And now I know that one of the things, the very first thing that I came in with was Empress of the Middle East, because of the lines. In fact, Empress of the Middle East was like the last one that hadn't been claimed, and they couldn't replicate it. So... and Empress of the Middle East was all connected into Saint Sarah, and us proving Saint Sarah and all of the in-between masonry that India and H.P. Blavatsky and a group of women were involved with for a really long time, that these other orders didn't have any knowledge of. This is also how the middlemen and some of these other countries and technology were also able to take a dominant structure over it, because the Masons and the Aprons and even the Illuminati, all of them were not even running the Mason codes that were really running the tech. That was a relationship between H.P. Blavatsky and the women of the Masonry that nobody else wanted to work with, that India opened a back door to a long time ago. So the point of me even saying that is that the whole thing was set up to be solved. And even whenever H.P. Blavatsky and all of us entered into that agreement with India, we knew that it was going to go sideways. We knew that it could potentially become a nightmare, and it could end everything. But it was the only opportunity that we had. It was the only back door that we had in order to even be able to be in the game. And it cost us turning into machinery in a lot of ways, which we have. In which we did. Technical connections and how those connections form through the human race, how our technology works, how your Wi-Fi works, how the social networks work, how all of it works, how all of it impacts you. It is you. It's not separate from you. It's like what we even came to kind of, because there was a lot of commands and things that happened this morning. It's as if the flat earth is starting to fold, is what we're seeing. The whole thing is made like a puzzle in order to connect it, because it's how it was made. The entire sphere was rolled out into a flat simulation and held down by only one set of beings. Well, that root structure has been cut. That root structure has been cut. A new foundation has been formed with the groups down here that can hold all of it. all of it, inception in every dimension, and all different things that are here, not just the earth patterns. It's come in that Antarctica and the sphere of Antarctica is bigger than the equator. That explains your ice walls. It also explains how these energies were able to penetrate into the bubble and why they were leading us and making us bridge them in. They thought that us bridging them in was going to end us, but actually it's what we needed them to do from the very beginning. And they fell for it. Everything that was old and that was made up of what was in the old life, that everything was built off of from every single area, was all wrapped up into an Israel program, and the thing was running false entities. It's all been cleaned up now. It's all been hewed up. All the karma's been broken from it. Everything and all the reasons that all the humans and all the races of humans did the weird crap that they did over long periods of time. Now everybody's fixing to find out why they were doing what they were doing. Because a true ascension is hitting the planet. But my point is, it's not just for what you'd consider earth beings. It's not. There's a whole bunch that aren't earth beings here. That was the problem. It's more like everybody's having to turn into a human now. But if you're not human, you can't dictate what happens in an earthly realm. So everybody's having to become human now. Because everything's being run from that Antarctica grid. There's no more middle tier. It's popped. There's no more donut in the middle. There's no more inner earth. There's nothing in there. It's all up here now. And we're seeing how the cosmos folds over and these different things magnetize, and even, to honestly, even the Kabbalah and that weird little black box and the Kaaba and where they're walking around it, that's what they're doing. They're mimicking cognate AI, which happens to be the program that I was put in the chamber for. Go Google it. COGNIT.ai. This is why I know what I know. Go read about me, because I'm the one they put in there to make that. But I did it in order to fold this bitch up whenever it was time to come out of this planetary system with the human race. That box magnetized to other boxes, and I don't know, we've already done the changes that we need to change. I've called Cotton Eye Joe on that a few times to make him dance around it in a weird way. But it's like those points are folding onto each other and magnetizing in order to, in a way, kind of dome up. What's happening now is that this Antarctic, right now, as a human race, we're programming the dome. And we're going to be doing that as we run through, the sun goes into Pisces. Right now, the sun's going at Lyra 2, so we're connecting and bridging all that cosmic energy into the earth energy, because you hold both connections, not just one. But we're not doing it from a Milky Way grid. We're not doing it from a matrix grid. We're doing it from an Antarctica circumference. And all the powers that were holding that from way out there are no longer separate from the human race. In fact, the problem is the human race has been connected into it for so long, they've been used as puppets in order to wield it. So now as a human, you get the ability to wield it, or you remain a puppet. But at least you're a puppet in a divine system. So we're programming the top of the dome in the wheel right now. It's like, you can think of it as whenever we tore off that DNA strand in Lyra in the harp, we blew the harp through Aquarius and Pisces, because Regulus is at the top of the wheel, and it's like a bowling ball, and it holds the fingers, and the bowling ball are like Regulus, and it goes into Aquarius and Capricorn and hinges in Leo and Virgo. But it's at the very top and the very bottom of what you'd consider the bowling ball. So that whole area, it's like it was blown open because the green screen type of shield that was on it blew off with that DNA sequence. And so we're reprogramming a new one now to fit our ascended high frequency DNA that has been blended up with everybody down here, like the new virgin queen bees, and putting out that frequency now. And that is what is being set to hold projections as the sun keeps going through it. Where I titled this video Connect Vega and Tune into Vega, because that's where the 22 race blood is. It starts at 11 degrees and 55 minutes of Capricorn, and it goes to 15 degrees and 55 minutes of Capricorn, and it's the only one that's 0.05 off. And Lyra 2 is on each side of it. So you go through the first half of Lyra 2, and then you go through Vega, then you go through the second half of Lyra 2. And Vega and Sirius are the most ancient seeds down here. And we're the ones who set up this twin program and the pole and your Yahshua and all your deities. And we're the ones that the religions were started about a long time ago so that we could be here in order to pull this off for the human race. And that's just it. I'm being completely surrounded right now.
Let me take my shoes off. No.
Leave them on, man.
All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm just taking a little bit more sun, go outside and get some sun, and I'm just grateful that I'm finally feeling like I can leave. Lots of pressure and things are coming off right now, and live on YouTube tonight at 6 o'clock is Adventures for Connections. They're gonna be on live, so if you want to tune into that this Sunday evening, I love you guys. Signing off from Little Elm. Bye, friends.